Gather around the campfire, motherfuckers. It's time for another Black Guy Tale.
Modern War Negro.
Good nigga talking, sit your ass down. Alright, you guys, welcome back to Black Guy Tales, the show where a black guy, tells you random stories about his life. And today I'm bringing you guys some Halo Reach gameplay. Now, I think I do pretty decent in this game, at least like in the first half, but the second half, I think it kinda goes downhill. But I mean, we're not here for the fucking gameplay, are we? We're here for the fucking story. And today's story is about the first time I was called the N-word. Yes, my first nigger experience. That sounds terrible, my first nigger experience. Alright, so where should I start this story? Alright, I'm in the 5th grade, okay? Yes, this happened in the 5th grade. I'm in the 5th grade. Now, in my school, there were 2 5th grade teachers. There was this young nigga. He was like cool. He was hip. He was fresh out of college. He was like 23, 24. And everybody wanted to be in this nigga's class because he was just easy to get over on, and he just didn't, he was inexperienced, and everybody wanted to be in that class. Not only that, but he was just cool. He was hip, you know what I'm saying? He understood about getting money and getting paper and getting bitches and shit like that. But anyway, me having bad luck, I got the other teacher, the old-ass witch bitch. I had this old white hag, and she was just mean as shit and always mad because she was old as fuck. She was an old fart fuck. But, but anyway, so one thing about my 5th grade teacher was she hated murder with a passion. Now, I'm not sitting here condoning murder, but you gotta realize, okay, we're like in the 5th grade. Like, how old are you in the 5th grade, first of all? You're like, what, like 9, 10 years old? I just remember sitting there in the fucking 5th grade thinking, like, God damn, will this bitch chill the fuck out? Like, you gotta understand, this bitch used to go on, like, fucking 20-minute rants about how she hated murder. Murder, murder, murder. All murder is evil. All murder should be murder. I'm like, God damn, bitch, can you chill the fuck out? Can we do some times tables? Do some fucking 5th grade nigga shit? God damn. Alright, so let's get anyway. So one day we're sitting in class, right? And I'm sitting next. First of all, let me tell you about this nigga. I'm sitting next to this kid named Josh in class, okay? I'll never forget this kid because he's sitting there telling me about all his aspirations about how he's gonna try drugs when he gets older. He's like, man, Corey, he said, when I get older, he said, I'm gonna take every fucking hardcore drug. He said, fucking weed, speed, LSD, crack, heroin. He said, I'm gonna fucking get a big ass rolling paper. He said, I'm gonna throw it in the rolling paper, roll it up. And he said, I'm gonna smoke that shit. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, God damn, nigga, I'm like 10 years old. I just want to fucking talk about Pokemon, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? And I can only imagine how strung out that nigga is nowadays. Like, he's fucking on some corner sucking some nigga's dick for crack. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So he's sitting there telling me about his aspirations about how he's gonna do all these drugs. And my teacher was, of course, ranting about how she hated murder. I'm tuning the bitch out. I'm like, oh my god. So I whip out a piece of pen and a pad and a pen. Now, one thing about me is I've always been good at drawing. I don't know why. People tell me because I'm left-handed. Basically, if I applied myself, I could be an artist. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pat myself on the back, but I could be an artist, really. And I whip out the pen and the pad, and I start drawing a picture. Now, this picture I drew was a picture of the Grim Reaper and his death sickle, and he was standing over a guy with X's over his eyes, and he was, like, laid out. And I was implying that the Grim Reaper murdered him. And on his death sickle, it was some blood, and it was, like, dripping. And at the bottom of the picture, I wrote, "It's cool to kill." So I showed it to Josh, and he's like laughing. He's like, yo, this shit is funny, nigga. Woo-dee woo, 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 woo. And he starts passing it around the class. I'm like, yo, nigga, chill. This supposed to be between us, nigga. No, he's like, no, I gotta share this shit. So everybody in the class sees it, and everybody's laughing. And next thing you know, we got an inside joke in the class. Eventually, the picture comes back around to me, and I ball it up, and I throw it in the trash. I go home. I didn't think nothing of it. So I come back to school the next day, and we're in the middle of the math section in the class, and the teacher just stops, and she says, hold up. She's like, I have an announcement. She's like, I was digging through the trash. Like, first of all, this is how crazy this bitch is. This bitch was digging through the trash for shit. She's like, I was digging through the trash like a real nosy-ass motherfucker that I am, and I found this picture. And she has a piece of paper balled up in her hand, holding it up high. And then she unravels the paper, and it's my picture. I'm like, oh, shit, nigga. I mean, that's what I said in my head. And she said, who drew this picture that says it's cool to murder, it's cool to kill? You're a fucking psycho. And the whole class just gets dead as quiet. Now everybody's eyes like looking at the corner of their eye. Everybody's like looking at me, but nobody snitched. Everybody was quiet for like 5 minutes. Like, okay, everybody gonna keep the G code. They're gonna keep it to the streets. Nobody snitching on me. And then out of fucking nowhere, my so-called best friend at the time stands up, and this nigga snitches on me. He stands up and says, "Teacher, I know who did it. It was Corey who drew that picture." And I was just like, oh, no. So the teacher dismisses the whole class, right? And then she calls me up front. She's like, "You're fucking crazy. You're a fucking psycho. I'm calling your parents." Blah, 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 blah. So I get suspended for like a week, and then I come back, and another week I come back, and I had to do a whole week of like intensive like counseling because my teacher went and told the school council that I was fucking crazy and I was a psycho who was gonna shoot up the whole fucking school. So after I finished my counseling, and I told the council that I was just joking and whatever, I finished my fucking counseling, and they let me back into class. So one day, it was like maybe like 2-3 weeks later, I'm standing in the lunch line, and my so-called best friend at the time, this nigga tries me, This nigga really tries to fuck with me. He comes up to me, well, I'm just minding my business at the lunch line. He comes up to me and says, "Hey, Corey, what you doing?" Like, we still best friends and shit. I said, "Nah, nigga, chill with that bullshit. You a little snitch-ass motherfucker." He says, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "Nah, fuck that bullshit, nigga. I don't want to hear that bullshit." He says, "Fine." He said, "Fuck you, nigger." And I was... And I swear to God, like, you gotta remember, this is the 5th grade. I never heard this shit before. Like, just fucking rage ensued. I was like, "What the fuck did you just call me, nigga?" And I turn around and I fucking snuffed this nigga in the face. And this nigga fucking, like, he just does like a fucking backflip onto the ground. And he's sitting there and he's holding his nose because I fucking made his nose bleed. He's like, "Oh my God." And he's fucking hurt like a motherfucker. And I looked and I stood over that nigga and said, "Yeah, nigga, you fucking with a real G." But anyway, I became a fucking classroom hero because I held the fucking class down. Before I was holding the city down, I held the fucking class down. But anyway, the moral of the story is, you can't trust people, okay, you guys? You cannot trust people because motherfuckers will snitch on you, okay? Do not trust motherfuckers. Do not trust niggas. Do not trust bitches. Just get your money. Be about your business. You know, keep your circle small. Trust a select few people, okay? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, you guys. Comment, subscribe, you know, all that bullshit. And just remember, you guys, I'm Modern War Negro, and when real niggas is talking, you need to sit your ass down. MMG, nigga, chain all BS. I ain't with the BS. Catch me in the city riding hard through the BS. Skinny nigga, but I do it large like a 3X. And last nigga tried to do me wrong, he checked. Right back to that money slinging O's in the PJ. I'll probably catch a mileage while the pilot stay the PJ. Cause we next and we flex like 90 PX. Working all night, no breaks or recess. Vroom, vroom, yeah, I know my car sound like a T-Rex. Bitch, I'm 23 years old and I ain't riding.